If Canelo fights the absolute correct fight that he can fight, the only correct fight that he can fight, he does have a chance, and I think he could be victorious. If he doesn't fight the one way that he can only fight to win it, Terence Crawford has 6 ways he can win it. And my money will go on the man who has 6 ways to win it over the man who has 1 way. I don't think Terence dealing with much of anything, because Terence did like I did as a heavyweight. He bulked up to the weight. He been dealing with super middles and light heavyweights in training. If you can deal with them in training, you can deal with them in the fight. So the weight should not even be an issue.
Boxing fans, history is about to be written. Imagine a smaller fighter moving up, facing a giant who has dominated for years. Can Terence "Bud" Crawford really shock the world against the powerhouse Canelo Alvarez? Legends like RoyJonesJr, Ray Leonard, and even Hollywood stars are speaking out, and what they're saying will leave you stunned. RoyJonesJr. just dropped a bombshell about Crawford versus Canelo. According to him, the biggest challenge for Bud isn't Canelo's skill, it's the size and power. Jones said, "A good big fighter beats a good small fighter, but a great small fighter beats a good big fighter." And Crawford, he's not just good, he's great.
Does beat a good bad guy, but a great little guy. Does beat a great small guy, but a great small guy beats a good big guy. We might be talking about a great small guy here. We'll find out after this fight, but we might be talking about, which I think we already are, but I think we're not talking about a good small guy. I think we're talking about a great small guy. You understand me? So this great small guy, like you saw with me, a great small guy can do it.
Jones Jr. respects both men, but admits he leans toward Crawford. Why? Because hunger matters. He explained, Canelo has belts and legacy, but Crawford is still chasing respect, and a man with nothing to lose and everything to prove is dangerous.
I love both guys. Both guys are great fighters. Well, I can't say I am leaning toward Crawford. I am. And not because Canelo is not a great fighter, but because I don't know. There's a lot of I don't knows about Canelo. You feel me? So I don't know if Canelo is hungry. I know Bud is hungry. Bud stays hungry. I don't know if Canelo's hungry. Bud has never got the recognition for what he deserves like Canelo has. You understand me? So Bud is still hungry for that recognition. When you're hungry like that, a determined man, it's very hard to detour. Now, like I said, because of Canelo's size and because of all his accolades, if he went out and fought the perfect fight, it's going to be hard for Bud to beat him. But if he don't, it's going to...
On the flip side, trainer Abel Sanchez disagrees. He warns that moving up too fast was Crawford's mistake. He believes Canelo's size and experience will eventually overwhelm Crawford. Maybe not early, but in the later rounds.
I think that Canelo's too big. Terence is a superb fighter. He's a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I just think that moving up in weight without having fights to merit that, I think it's the wrong move. But he couldn't handle a 154-pounder the way that he was handling everybody else before. And Madrimov is not Canelo. Canelo's been used to fighting all the bigger guys and has done very well with the bigger guys. Nobody's hurt him. I mean, he's fought the biggest punch. He fought Gennady. Come on, he fought Gennady twice, really the good fights. And then Bivol hit him with everything and couldn't hurt him. So how's Terence gonna do that? I don't think he can. I see Canelo going away maybe in a 16-12.
Even Denzel Washington gave his thoughts, saying, Crawford is one of the greatest fighters I've ever seen. But this fight, it's unpredictable. Canelo is the bigger man, yet he's never faced someone like Bud.
Say this, and I love Crawford. Canelo's a bigger man. He ain't never been hit by a man like this, but Crawford's a great, great fighter. One of the greatest I've ever seen. I love Crawford. I try to be like him. I love Canelo. I can't call it. I won't.
Roy Jones pushed further. Weight won't be a problem for Bud. He's sparred with bigger men, super middleweights, even light heavyweights. If he can handle that in training, he can handle it in the fight.
I don't think Terence dealing with much of anything, because Terence did like I did as a heavyweight. He bulked up to the weight. He been dealing with super middles and light heavyweights in training. If you can deal with him in training, you can deal with him in the fight. So the weight should not even be.
He even claimed that Canelo has only one path to victory, while Crawford has 6 different ways to win. That's why Jones puts his money on Crawford.
The absolute correct fight that he can fight, the only correct fight that he can fight, he does have a chance, and I think he could be victorious. If he doesn't fight the one way that he can only fight to win it, Terence Crawford has 6 ways he can win it. And my money will go on the man who has 6 ways to win it over the man who has one wheel.
Chris Algieri added balance, saying Crawford can win, but he personally leans Canelo. Why? Because when a skilled big man meets a skilled small man, size usually wins.
It's good. I think it makes the fight more enticing if people are thinking, a lot of people are thinking that Crawford can win. And don't get me wrong, Crawford can absolutely win the fight. I'm not saying he can't win the fight. But in terms of, you know, how I see it, it hasn't really changed my thoughts, because I know better than to just trust that last thing I saw, because there's a lot of confounding factors.
So, okay, so you feel Canelo's going to win the fight?
I leaned Canelo, yeah.
Yeah.
I always have. I've always leaned Canelo. Just it's the good big man.
Still, Algieri admitted, Canelo may not be slow, but Crawford's timing and IQ give him a real shot.
Canelo's not slow. You know, it's not like Canelo is actually a smaller man who's come up to fight a lot of bigger men. You know, because his hand speed, the guys can't deal with him. So his ability to cut off the ring, the fact that he imposes his will, he puts a lot of mental pressure on his opponents without even doing a whole lot. He doesn't throw a ton of punches. He throws less now than ever, but he's there. He's got this frame and his physique. And I've sparred Canelo. The guy's a tank. Like he's very physical in the ring without doing a whole lot, just because of his presence. So I'm curious to see how Terence, how Bud can deal with that. But dude, kind of like I said about Manny, if anybody can do it, man, it's Bud. He's so smart. The guy's like an alien in there. The way he sees things, the way he pulls the trigger, the game. He's also a game plan guy. They make game plans. They don't just show up and fight. They know what they're doing, how they're doing it, but what round they're doing it in. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting intrigue.
Amir Khan added spice. Canelo might be easier to hit than people think, and Bud is much harder to catch clean.
Be even stronger than he might be stronger than Canelo. He might pack the weight on well, that he might do really well in there. So look, regardless,
About them both, like what are the differences between them? Obviously, it's weight.
Canelo's stronger and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Yeah. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't hit clean. Yeah. So really, that's the difference. And they both hit hard. Yeah. Because and you can see the strength. You know, when I was fighting against Crawford, I didn't think Crawford was that strong, but when he kind of moved me around a little bit, he is very strong as well. So look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much away? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go for fighting Canelo?
Journalist Ariel Helwani shocked fans, predicting Crawford by decision. He called Bud one of the most underrated fighters of the last decade.
Terence Crawford wins.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Prime athlete, baby. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Wins. I think there's more at stake for him. I think he's more motivated. I think that a lot is being made of the weight. And I think people are forgetting who Terence Crawford is.
Oh, he's the real hell yeah.
Switch hitter, unbelievable. When he is at his best, he didn't look great in his last fight at 154 against Madrimov. This is a huge jump up. I recognize that. I don't think Canelo has looked great as of late. I think Crawford wins via decision.
Let's go.
And I think he shows that he is one of the greatest and probably one of the most underappreciated boxers.
Hell yeah.
Journalist Ariel Helwani shocked fans, predicting Crawford by decision. He called Bud one of the most underrated fighters of the last decade.
Madrimov did give Crawford problem. I favor Canelo, not by a lot, but I do favor him. I just think that, you know, I think the skull fight was just a bad style. And I think Canelo was like, why force the issue? You know what I mean? I'm up. This guy's running. I'm not gonna take a chance. So I think that it was that kind of fight for Canelo. But Madrimov did give Crawford problems. You know what I'm saying? And where I felt like, damn, at 54, he gave you problems. 68 is different.
Keon Davis, who sparred both men, said the fight is like a chess match, but still gave the edge to Canelo because he's proven at 168.
Have you been in there with Crawford?
Yeah.
So you've been in there with Crawford, you've been there with Canelo. What can you take from sparring both of them to gauge what's gonna happen in September?
Preparation is gonna definitely be everything. Crawford adjusting to the 168 pound division. I know he's been sitting at a heavier weight for a while, but like, you know, he's been showing his training and stuff. So that's definitely gonna help him. Canelo experience, but then you got Crawford they got great experience as well. It's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a good chess match. I expect a great fight. If I had to favor somebody, I would just pick Canelo because of the weight disparity. Canelo is naturally like sits really well at 168. And it's just always tough for a guy come to 168 and come from that many weight classes up and do something like that. If he does it, if anybody could do it, it'll be Terence Crawford.
Meanwhile, Gabe Rosado leaned toward Canelo, pointing out how Crawford struggled at 150 pounds. Facing Canelo at 168, he said, is a whole different beast.
I mean, I'm going with Crawford. Yeah, he's strong. This is his moment. I'm going with Crawford by knocking. By knocking? Yeah, I'm betting too. I'm not even gambling. How much are you going to bet? I don't even know. Anywhere from 1,000 to 100,000. Wow. 100,000 Crawford? I'm going by Crawford by stock.
And finally, Sugar Ray Leonard reminded fans of the risk. Moving up against naturally bigger men is brutal. Every punch feels heavier. Still, he believes Crawford's skills could carry him through. Drop your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. This fight isn't just about belts, it's about legacy.